Hi, I'm Natasha Wilks, and I want to talk to you today about what I've found that limits your veterinary career. I graduated with a veterinary degree in 1999 from the University of Queensland here in Australia. I have worked predominantly in small equine practice. I spent 2 years in the UK, which was fantastic. I learnt an incredible amount over there, got exposed to many different people, many different skills, and also a lot of different patients, which was exciting. In 2006, I did further training and became a coach. I had concerns about what I found were a lot of unhappy people and dissatisfied people in our profession, but also just generally. And I found that I was always drawn to helping people. In 2011, I created High Performance Vets. After having my children and doing my coach training, I came back to locuming and working part-time for practices in the area and for friends. And I could see everything with a new perspective, and I saw it so differently. And I recognised a lot of the issues that I had in practice were a result of, the perceptions that I had. And that's why I'm passionate about helping vets succeed in their career and also overcoming the obstacles that we have in practice. If we look at our profession currently, it is an absolutely exciting time to be a vet. There is so much modern technology that we have access to. We have so many things that we can do now to save pets' lives and treat conditions, which is very exciting. We also have issues of a contracted market with what's happened over the last years. We have clients out there who have access to money and the ability to spend what they need to keep their pets healthy. We also have clients who are more discerning with their income, and I have found we have a larger number of clients who certainly have financial constraints. And that can be frustrating when we know that there is so much we can do to save pets' lives, but we know that we can't do it because of the finances. So one of the limits that I've found for colleagues who are frustrated in their career is that they're lacking a vision and they're lacking goals. If you don't have a vision for your career, how do you know where you want to go? How do you know what you want to achieve? What areas you want to build on? And sometimes people can lack visions because they're working with the wrong clients. They're working in the wrong practice. They may not enjoy what they're actually doing. But you need a vision. You need to know what you want to achieve in your career, because that will help you going forward to know exactly what you need to do, what you need to learn, what areas you need to build on. And also, we all need goals. Without goals, usually nothing happens. We're very busy day in, day out, week in, week out, and suddenly you get to the end of the year and all that stuff you wanted to get done didn't. So goals helped to make you accountable. The next thing that I've found that limits what veterinarians can achieve in their career is undervaluing their knowledge and skills. Now, what do I mean by that? We're in a caring profession, and there is a pervasive belief out there that because we're in a caring profession, we shouldn't be in it for the money. You do it because you love it. And that's fine. But what happens is a lot of vets then become very uncomfortable with money. They become uncomfortable discussing the costs of procedures. And what happens is then we start to cut, we start to discount, we start to take things off. Now, what that does is that directly affects your turnover, which directly affects your income, even if you're not on a production-based salary. You need to be proud of what we do. It costs a lot to run a veterinary hospital. It costs a lot for you to do your degree. Consider your debt. You need to value what you learned, the knowledge you've gained, the years that you've worked hard to gain that experience. You need to value that, because when you undervalue it, you pass that on to clients that, oh, that costs too much. It's not worth it. And also this belief will affect you choosing employment opportunities going forward. Because when you're not recognizing what you're good at, when you're not recognizing your talent and your skills and how good you are at something, when you're looking to change jobs and you're considering employment, you may say, oh, I'm not good enough for that job. I don't have the skills for that job. So this can be quite pervasive within your career. You need to start recognizing what your natural strengths and talents are and value them. And the third issue, and I find this quite common, is in choosing employment for the wrong reasons. Now, what do I mean by that? We've all had jobs where we've been on call, we've worked long hours, being the junior, all the weekends or a lot of the weekends. So eventually you get to a point where you've had experiences and you want to avoid them. So what do? You choose jobs that may not have after hours. It doesn't have an on-call. It doesn't involve weekends. You may not want a job because it has large animals, or for the other way, small animals. Type of clients, certain employers, staffing levels, or you may consider jobs because of better pay. But what happens when you're choosing jobs to avoid these things or to go for better pay, you may not be looking at the bigger picture and you may not be considering what you're going to gain from the job that you're going to. I've seen people take jobs because it's got no weekends or no on-call, but they weren't looking at what experience they were going to gain from that job, what facilities that practice had, the mentors that were available. So you cannot achieve as much in your career if you're choosing jobs avoiding things rather than choosing jobs to go towards better employment prospects or better facilities or better educational opportunities. Now, if you look at those three issues, lacking a vision and not setting goals, undervaluing your knowledge and skills, and taking employment for the wrong reason, what happens if you keep doing the same thing over and over? Everything's going to stay the same. You're going to get to the end of the year and you're going to look back and it's going to be like a Groundhog year. It's going to be the same year over and over. You're going to become bored. You'll be working harder with the same outcome. Can be for the similar salary, not being paid much more. And you will start to become frustrated because you'll feel that there is a lack of progress in your career. I see vets start to become disillusioned with their career and they also feel quite stuck. Now, if you look forward to the next 10 years, how will you feel if you're in the same place as you are now, picking similar jobs, having similar opportunities, doing the same thing over and over? And when I considered this, I found it incredibly disheartening because it was boring. I wasn't being challenged. I wasn't learning what I wanted to. And this is why it's very important to create a career plan. You will have direction and you'll have focus. It'll give you something to work towards. And it's also exciting where you know that you're getting somewhere and you're going to achieve something. As vets, we're all achievement driven. That's what got us here in the first place. And it's nice to know that you're going somewhere. And you will get a different outcome and you will get different results. So instead, you'll get to the end of the year and you're like, wow, look at what I achieved this year. Look at where I'm going. And that is very exciting. So what I created is a product called Veterinary Career Plan. It's an online course. It's designed that you can access any time of the day. And it's an online video training with worksheets, but it's also very detailed questionnaires for you to go through. I want you to look at what you like about practice, what you like about what you're doing clinically and surgically, what you like about clients. And then I want you to look at the other side and what you dislike. Because a lot of the times when you're frustrated in your career, it could be because you are doing stuff that you don't like. You're at a practice you don't like. You're working with clients that you don't like. And you're going to sit down and you're going to create what we call your ideal career. What you would want to achieve in your career. What do you want to gain from your career? Where do you want to go? Then you're going to sit down and work out what steps you need to take to get there. And then institute goals and strategies. It will take a little bit of time, no more than a few hours, and it's something that I advise everybody to revisit every year. And it's only $97. For Australian residents, it's $97 Australian dollars, which will include GST. For everybody else internationally, it's $97 US. So I want you to consider your career and what are you doing to plan in your career? What vision do you have for your career? Where do you want to take it? What area do you want to build a specialty in? This course will help you do that. So I invite you to take the course. You'll see me on the other side. You have the ability to ask me questions at any time. I'm usually in the portal once a week to answer questions, maybe more often. And I want to hear of what you've achieved and what you've succeeded at by completing this course. So I'm Natasha Wilks from High Performance Vets. It's a pleasure to speak with you today, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side.